Welcome! In this explainer, we're going to dive deep into the science of training your brain for peak performance. We're talking about moving it from a state of just reacting to everything to a state of real command. Okay, let's get real for a second. Have you ever felt totally stuck or lazy or just unfocused? And we usually blame ourselves, right? We think it's a lack of willpower. But what neuroscience is showing us is that there's a very real battle happening inside our heads every single day.
And look, this isn't just some vague feeling. It's an actual biological conflict. You've got two core parts of your brain that are constantly fighting for the driver's seat. Understanding this battle, well, that's the first step to actually winning it.
So here's the matchup. In one corner, you've got the watchman. That's your ancient limbic system. Its job is fear, fight, flight, or freeze. In the other corner, you have the CEO. That's your modern frontal cortex, the part that handles logic, choice, and control. And here's the kicker. Studies show that for a whopping 80% of us, that reactive watchman is running the show most of the time.
So does that mean you're just stuck? If your watchman brain is calling the shots, is that it? Game over? For decades, a lot of people thought so. But the answer we now know is a huge, resounding no.
The game changer here is a little thing called neuroplasticity. And this isn't some self-help buzzword. It's the proven, scientific ability of your brain to physically change its own structure based on what you think and do. It means you can literally build new roads in your brain, shifting power away from that reactive watchman and over to your CEO.
And this quote from Dr. Sweta Aditya just nails it. This is about so much more than changing a few habits. When you train your brain, you are fundamentally changing your entire experience of reality. You're unlocking potential you didn't even know you had.
Okay, so where do we even begin? How do we start this training? Well, according to neurologists, the single most powerful, high-leverage window of opportunity you have all day is the very first hour after you wake up.
See, your brain doesn't just switch on like a lamp. It has to move through different brainwave states. You go from delta, which is that deep sleep, up through theta and alpha, before you finally hit the fully awake, engaged beta state. That middle ground, that theta and alpha zone, is the golden hour. It's when your subconscious is wide open to suggestion. It's the perfect time to prime your brain for the day you want to have. So how do you make the most of this primetime brain state? Well, a lot of top performers use a simple blueprint called movers. It's meditation to quiet the watchman, oxygenation or breath work to wake everything up, and visualization to literally picture your success. Then you add exercise to create focus, reading something positive to set your mindset, and scribing or journaling to get clear on your thoughts. Every single step is designed to hand the keys to your CEO brain.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. An hour-long routine before my coffee? No way! But here's the best part. You don't need a full hour. All you need is 5 minutes for each step. That's it. 30 minutes total can completely change the entire trajectory of your day.
All right, so you've nailed the morning. But the workout doesn't stop there. The goal is to keep strengthening that CEO brain all day long with simple, targeted exercises.
Let's talk about visualization, because this is where things get wild. There was a famous study where one group physically practiced a piano piece for 3 months. A second group never even touched the piano. They just imagined playing it. When they scanned everyone's brains at the end, the amount of brain growth in the piano-playing regions was almost identical between the two groups. Let that sink in. Your brain literally can't tell the difference between a real experience and one you vividly imagine.
Another cool trick is something called neurobics. Think of it like aerobics for your brain cells. The whole point is to break your brain out of autopilot. Do simple things that introduce novelty, like brushing your teeth with your other hand, or taking a totally new route to work. These little changes force your brain to wake up, pay attention, and build new connections, fighting off that mental rust.
Okay, but what about right now, in the middle of a crazy, stressful day when your watchman is just screaming at you? How do you tap into that calm, creative, focused alpha state on demand?
The technique is almost laughably simple. Just sit down, close your eyes, and for 5 minutes, do nothing. Now, the goal isn't to empty your mind. That's impossible. The goal is to just let your thoughts come and go without grabbing onto them, without judging them. By not reacting, you're actively training your brain to enter that powerful, calm alpha state whenever you want.
So what's the end game here? All this work, the morning routine, the visualization, the neurobics, what's it all for? It's all about you finally taking your rightful place as the CEO of your own mind.
So let's wrap this up. Here's what you need to remember. Your brain is not fixed, it is changeable, it's trainable. That first hour of your day is your secret weapon for priming for success. You are your brain's CEO, you are in command, not the other way around. And maybe most importantly, success isn't something you're born with. It's the direct result of a brain you have intentionally trained.
Look, this isn't just some cool science fact. This is a user's manual for your own brain. You have the tools, you have the understanding to start reshaping your mind and, by extension, your reality. So the only real question left is, what's the first exercise you're going to do? Where will you begin?